with red numbers. And in the near court, A5 South 15 Joe out of the southern region, out of Tyrone, Georgia, and they are in the red uniforms with the blue numbers and a diagonal trim. And these two teams have battled. They've each won 2 matches this morning, and now they're about to play for the gold medal. And they did play during the course of the tournament already, and Premier prevailed in a 3-setter, so a chance for A5 South to gain a little bit of revenge. I'm Coach K, and I'm back for my 6th consecutive year broadcasting these gold medal finals from the Girls Junior Nationals, and it's great to be on court 25, the Motown court. Mike Markham, our PA announcer, is going to introduce all the players, and maybe we'll try to keep up. It's always challenging. Mike is really fast. I'll see if I can at least give the name and number.
First, let's meet the ladies from A5 South.
So A5 South will start with their captain, 37, Claire Lewis. Then their libero, number 55, Caroline Derricott. Number 5 is Annette Baker. Leggett. Number 7 is Nicole Smith. Number 12 is Erica Lovett. Number 15 is Grace Eskew. Number 32 is Magazi Elo. Number 40 is Bella Boston. Number 42 is Meredith Buchanan. Number 43 is Nyla Griggs. And number 44 is Maddie Page. How about that? We were able to get in all the players' names. The head coach is Joe Wiggum. He may be off camera. And then this is perfect for Detroit. His assistant coaches are Barry Sanders, not the same Barry Sanders for you Detroit Lions fans, and Josh March. And now we're going to meet Premier Nebraska 15 gold, and their captain is Lindsay Krause. The libero is Liv Rao. She wears number 6 in white. Number 1 is Sophie Steffes. Number 2, Nora Sis. Number 3, Holly Oshner. Number 5, Devin Carmichael. Number 7, Cam Cartwright. Number 8 is Fiona Schrader. Number 9 is MC Dalmandique. And number 10 is Bridget Smith. And their head coach, and she may be off camera also, is Shannon Smolinski. She's been 13 years with Premier. Carly Christensen and Maureen Wardian are her 2 assistants. And our officials today, our 2 line judges are Jude Holzer from the Great Plains region and Kim Hagan from the Florida region. The assistant scorer is Dan Kitchell from the Lakeshore region. The scorer is Alexis Sheldon from the Badger region. The second referee is Terry Bush from the Ohio Valley region. And our first referee in the near side closest to the net is Scott Lowry. He's from the Palmetto region. Scott Lowry has the whistle in hand. And as soon as our PA announcer Mike Markham completes his remarks, he will blow the whistle and beckon these 2 teams to take the floor. The Motown court, beautiful logo in the center. And we are ready for volleyball. And how about Premier? They do the sprint to the line. I like it. Something different. And then the 2 teams will go into their huddles and through their pre-match routines as our officials will come across and take their positions. And we appreciate the efforts of all the officials here at the Girls Junior Nationals, as it is impossible to play the sport of volleyball without great officials. This is our second match of the day. We had a terrific 2-set victory by the #1 ranked team and the #1 seed coming in, TAV 15 Black, and their head coach, LJ Sarajevo, as they prevailed over Mad Frog. Silver goes to Mad Frog. One of these teams will get the silver, one will get the gold. And for a certain group of these girls from A5 South, they were in the gold medal match last year in Minneapolis, and came away with the silver, getting knocked out by another A5 team, A5 15-2. So we're getting ready for the first serve. And our first server will be number 3, Holly Oshner. So Holly Oshner back on the end line, the 5'6" defensive specialist, and she's got a jump float serve and sends it into the deep corner off of Carolyn Derricott. Now it comes back and a kill right away. And I was perfectly screened by our second referee, Terry Bush, so we're going to slide over a little bit. As he's doing his job, I have to work around the second referee here at Championship Court, but that's fine. We can handle it. Tough to read those numbers for A5 South, but the server was number 6, Nigel Leggett. And then the hitting error gives A5, we'll just call them, it is A5 South out of Tyrone, Georgia, 15 miles south of Atlanta, but we'll just call them A5. Short serve and a tip, and missing on the tip is Cam Cartwright. We got a chance to watch Premier in their first match of the day as they went 3 with FC Elite, and that was a tough match. Now we're going to get our first swing from Nora Sis out on the left pin, and then a put away right away. Remember this name, Ngozi Elo, the 6'2" middle hitter. Let's see, last year they listed her at 6 foot, so she may have grown a little bit, and she'll be a force in the middle all day for A5 South. And the server continues to be Leggett. She's de-essing for the right side. Now a ball off the libero Liv Rao, and it just tipped over gently by Krause. Krause becomes the setter. She makes the second contact, but it'll come back as a free ball. Nothing working early for Premier. Elo with the swing. Now Sis sends it deep. Another chance to run Elo. Oh, the back bump, and that might have been in. It might have been out, but now it's in because it was touched by Nora Sis. Crafty play by the setter, Claire Lewis at 5'8", number 37, with that back dump on the second contact. Short serve, and great serve so far from A5. Krause out of the back row. And then a swing over in the left pin, Annette Baker. And finally, Elo with the block against the middle, and then Krause gets a chance to swing, and, Nora Sis gets a chance to swing, and she sends it out. Nora Sis at 6'1". Her mom played at Kansas. Her mom, Tracy, played volleyball at University of Kansas. We do have 2 commits verbally on this Premier team. They know how to play volleyball in Nebraska, so a couple of these young ladies are lined up to play at the next level. We'll mention them when we get a chance. Fiona Schrader with an excellent lefty tip down on 2, and Sis will be the server, and that gets Lindsay Krause into the front row. And now Elo, that ball's in. Well, it was touched on the sideline. Our line judge, Kim Hogan, with the immediate call. And the server is Grace Eskew. She's a DS for Annette Baker. We're going to just see Lindsay Krause. Lindsay Krause on the approach. The footwork wasn't perfect, but the swing was, and enough first kill for number 4. Now the libero Liv Rao with the serve, and it takes A5 out of system. Another chance to use Krause, and you'll see this a lot, but good block by A5 as they stop the first swing. Then they get the roll shot and a chance to transition. Good help by Krause getting over with her middle. And now she goes down the line at 6'3". She's, I think, the tallest outside hitter we've seen on this court other than the women's collegiate national team. They have a 6'3" outside hitter in Meredith Norris at Michigan State. And Lindsey Krause, she may see Meredith Norris. Well, she's only a freshman and she's committed to Nebraska, so anybody who's playing in college now won't see Krause. It'll be a few years. But she's a future Big Ten player for John Cook. At least based on the verbal commitment. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. The roll shot goes down. Erica Lovett with the kill, number 12. Setter still in the front row, so Claire Lewis at 5'8", going up trying to block line against Lindsey Krause at 6'3". We'll see how that works out here. Ball comes to Krause, and she goes right down the line. Coach K, I've seen a couple volleyball matches in my life. I would expect nothing less of head coach Shannon Smolinski to send Krause down the line over the setter. That'll still be true for one more rotation as the server is the lefty setter Fiona Schrader. Ball out of the back row, absolutely ripped along by Erica Lovett. And the lead cut to 3. Premier with a little momentum shift as they get a kill and a hitting error. Head coach Shannon Smolinski right on the sidelines, giving some direction to her front row players. The lefty short serve this time by Schrader, and then the tip over. Fiona Schrader sees that. Now a ball tipped over by Nora Sis out of the back row. And then a shot down the line, begging for a touch is Erica Lovett. There is no touch. And Premier gets within 2. I believe Premier was the number 1 seed overall in 15 national. They are a slight favorite in this one, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Krause, hard angle. There's the reason she's going to Nebraska. As a 15-year-old player, 15's division player, she's able to cut that hard angle almost inside the 10-foot line from about 5 feet off the net. Can't coach tall. Aaron's serve. Oh, that last ball was out. I apologize. Here I was giving Krause credit for a great kill, and it was actually called out. So the service error, though, from Claire Lewis, and now Krause with the jump float. And it comes over as a free ball. Chance to run some offense with Sis off of hands as she attacked the hands of Bella Boston, the 6-foot right side. Nora Sis goes 6'1", so 6'1" and 6'3". And now we're going to get a timeout taken by A5. That is indeed A5 South 15 Joe. We mentioned the players that were in this gold medal match last year and did not come away with a medal. Grace Eskew was 1. Nigel Leggett was 1. Nicole Smith was 1. Ngozi Elo was 1. Let's see. Caroline Derricott also. So I think that's 5. Coach said there were 6. So Annette Baker. So those are the 6. So there's 6 players that have a nice silver medal in the trophy case for A5 South from their visit to the 14 National Division in Minneapolis. But now they'd like to add a gold. Tough low float serve from Krause and going down the line. Krause with the dig. And Sis with the shot, and it can't be saved. The libero, Carolyn Derricott, got down low, but the ball was tipped out. And Krause on a nice run. Lindsey Krause, as I mentioned, a verbal commitment to Nebraska. Shot from the middle and scoring. First time we mentioned Nicole Smith at 6'3". She was 6'1" on last year's roster, so I think some of these girls did a little last final growth spurt. That always helps in volleyball. Erica Lovett is the server. We're going to try the lefty right side and scoring. MC Dalbadik. Dalbadik, another commit. She's a verbal commit to Notre Dame. The 6'2", a lefty with a rip. And now we've got in to serve Bridget Smith. She's a serving specialist, also a lefty. So we got a lot of lefties, 3 lefties on this premier team. Oh, the roll shot. Well, it was blocked. Well, now we get the 4 contacts. That was a strange call. It came very late. It seemed like the first referee was unsure. Scott Lowry was unsure if there were 4 contacts or not. It looked to me like there were. So we're going to have a discussion. The head coach, Shannon Smolinski, justifiably wants to know what happened there. She is suggesting that it was coach is not happy. She sent over the captain, Lindsey Krause, and she's not happy with the explanation she got, but that's okay. Play on. There's an old saying in volleyball, the ball never lies. Good long rally and pushing it deep. I think that was the libero. Derricott with the push to the deep corner. And A5 has asserted themselves as they get the put down out of the middle by Tagazi Elo. She got up and got that ball as it was just breaking the plane. So a little run by A5 off the timeout. And scoring the other direction, Cam Cartwright with her first kill, the 5'10" middle hitter. That's one of the things I like about head coach Shannon Smolinski's lineup. She's got Krause at 6'3" and Nora Siss at 6'1" playing out on the pin, and then she's got 2 5'10" middles. She's not using the traditional, well, my tallest player will play middle. Good shot. That was a set to the middle from well off the net. Very savvy play by Claire Lewis to find Elo with a push set, and Elo with the put away off of Krause in the back court. Short serve from Leggett. And this ball will come back and then tip to the corner, and that's in. Oh, it is not in. It's out on the sideline. In on the end line, out on the sideline. So A5 pushes to a 4-point lead. I'll tell you, coach is close to playing. She told me she went straight into coaching, but she's ready to join the team. Great swing by Siss, and it will not come back. Nora Siss in the red headband. Always good if you're going to be on the USAB web stream. Wear a distinctive headband. Makes it easy for the folks at home to find you. And a great job by Nora Siss. She is the Nebraska State high jump champion as a freshman. So a 2-sport athlete, track and volleyball, maybe more, who knows. Oh, what a shot. Is that going to be in? It is in. Well, there's about as good a roll as you could get on the tape. I think that was Erica Lovett. That ball crawled for about 5 or 6 feet along the tape and then landed just inside the sideline, called by Jude Holzer. Good rip on the right. Cam Cartwright, the middle, swinging as a right side. She'll come off now for Devin Carmichael, as the server will be the libero, Liv Rao. She's wearing the white libero jersey makes her stand out perfectly. Roll shot comes over, picked up by Sis. Krause off of a double block. And then a good decision to use Devin Carmichael in the middle. Setter Fiona Schrader at 6 foot running the 5-1 offense. She's live in the front row, but used Krause as a decoy and found Devin Carmichael. Good even battle so far. We might be in for a 3-setter. Still have 15 American to be played. Elo with a kill into the deepest part of the court. Ngozi Elo at 6'2".
Elo to serve.
And now she'll become the server. Has a standing float. Chance for Krause, and she goes over the top of the block. Able to take advantage of that 6'3" frame and with a great lean and a great arm swing. This Premier team played open all year. Was 4th in open in the Denver qualifier and then 9th in Kansas City, and took the regional national bid. But they play at a very high level. Cross court shot, dug by Rao. Sis out of the back row. A5 with a chance. Oh, they get an excellent tip from Lovett, but it does not go down. Now a roll shot coming the other way. Krause, and then pushing it over on 2 from an odd angle. That ball was down. Great shot. Claire Lewis probably didn't have a lot of options setting-wise, so she put it right in the middle of about 4 Premier players. Premier Nebraska 15 gold. They've added the Nebraska, so there's no confusion. There is another Premier, I believe, in Texas, but no confusion. This is Premier Nebraska, and that's a Premier swing from Lindsay Krause. Krause with a cannon for an arm at 6'3". Just getting started in volleyball at 15s, but showing a lot of skills. Combination play, and it's put away by Nicole Smith. I want to say they may have run the right side in front of the setter. I think Bella Boston and Nicole Smith were both up on that set. Smith with the put away, so a nice combination play to give A5 a 3-point lead. We're going to get our first time out of this 15 national gold medal match, as Premier Nebraska 15 gold is going to talk it over in the far court. We take a look at the coaching staff for A5 South. Joe Wiggum is the head coach. They may all be off camera. The team looks like they're right at the edge of our camera view, and they're doing a huddle all by themselves. The coaching staff didn't even join the huddle. Barry Sanders and Josh Marsh, along with head coach Joe Wiggum. Now, Joe Wiggum goes down to the end of the bench and has a couple of conversations. So I like that strategy. The head coach lets the players talk and then return to the court. On the other side, Shannon Smolinski had a lot to say. We'll see if there's some kind of a set play. Looks like the setter's middle back, Fiona Schrader. They're going to set Krause out of the back row, but it's a roll shot. Now a roll the other way. Schrader has to take it, so Rao becomes the setter. Somebody got the net on the way up on that block, so it goes as a kill. And we're getting a sub. We're also getting some tape into the game on the thumb of Lindsay Krause. She should be able to take an injury timeout. Looks like she's taped up her right thumb. That's something you probably can't see on the screen at home. Now the ace serve by the player just into the match. That's Bridget Smith, the lefty serving specialist. One of the hardest jobs in volleyball. Tough low float serve from Bridget Smith, and then the little tip goes down. I believe that was Bella Boston with that tip. Came down the middle and just tipped it to the floor.
55, Caroline Derrick.
Slim lead for head coach Joe Wiggum in his 6th season. He was part of the startup of A5 South back in 2012 and is the club director for the A5 South group. Krause becomes the setter, shows some good hands, but digging the ball is Derricott down the line. And then sending it over, Baker. Roll shot the other way. It'll come back as a free ball. Chance for Schrader to find Krause. And she does, but Derricott is there again. Caroline Derricott digging up everything. And then that ball is long. No touch called. So we're going to get MC Dalmandique out and defensive specialist Holly Oshner in. Oshner was, I believe, the first server for Premier. That's Premier, Nebraska. We gotta make sure we get that in there. Good serve by Oshner. And then the roll shot might have been long, but it'll come back to Krause. She's handled, but it's a tight up, and it will not be able to be controlled by the setter, Claire Lewis. She did all she could. And we're going to get our first timeout, I believe, taken by, no, that's our second timeout taken by A5 South. So A5 South head coach Joe Wiggum in the near court. The gentleman in the baseball cap, I believe, is Barry Sanders, and Joe Wiggum is not wearing a cap. And he had his say, and now he's letting the players talk. A lot of responsibility put on this group of 15-year-olds from A5 South. On the other side, Shannon Smolinski has to be happy with the run her team has made, but now the coach's point for head coach Joe Wiggum as the service miss by Holly Oshner. The club director for Premier Nebraska 15 Gold is Rick Welch. The club's been around for 20 years. Short serve from Nija Leggett, and then the double block up against Nora Siss. And head coach Shannon Smolinski asks our second referee, Terry Bush, if she has a timeout. Indeed she does, but she's going to wait one more. She's thinking about taking it, but not going to do it. She's going to let her setter, Schrader, take it over on 2. Now a great dig by Oshner in the back. Could be interference with the set. It will be. It was a platform of Holly Oshner, went right up near the plane but not over the plane, and Fiona Schrader was making a perfect set on it by jump setting, and it was interfered with on the other side. I believe it was the middle Elo. So a big point for Premier Nebraska, and then Elo misses in the middle, tried to turn one too hard, and now we're tied at 22, and there is still a timeout left for Premier Nebraska, but no timeout for A5 South. So they've got to solve it on the court. I believe they're in rotation 4 with the setter left front. Siss is the server. She's got a good one, but that's a nice play. So they let Ngozi Elo swing almost over on the left pin. The pass took the setter, Claire Lewis, well toward the left side of the court, but she still set her 6'2" outside, almost like a swing over on the left pin. Now we're going the other direction, and it's sent over by Cam Cartwright. Then tipped to the deep corner. And here comes Krause, and she gets it to crawl through. Lindsay Krause with the kill, and we're tied again. So all tied at 23. Krause in the front row. with Schrader. Oh, and that serve is long, and 2 missed serves late have really hurt have really hurt Premier. And now they're going to take their second and final timeout. Coach Smolinski trying to get everybody over there quickly. I don't know if they've gone off camera or not. In the Newark court, A5 in the, we'll call them maroon uniforms with the light blue numbers. Their libero in the navy blue with light blue. They're all huddled up. They're going to serve for this first set. When these two played earlier in the tournament, it went 3. Talking over the serve-receive formation as well as some last-minute instructions from Coach Smolinski to Lindsey Krause. Krause should get this ball, and she does on a quick tempo ball, and she's blocked, and that is the first set. Well, we talked about the size advantage, but Claire Lewis at 5'8" got up with her middle, Nicole Smith at 6'3". That was a great combination block, and they reject Lindsey Krause. And so the first set goes to A5 South by a score of 25-23. One set in the books, and we are getting ready as the teams have traded sides for set number 2. We want to mention the bronze medal winners in the 15 national division. Austin Juniors, AJV 15 Mizuno out of the Lone Star region, and OT 15 Randy out of the Florida region. Those two teams will receive the bronze medal at the award ceremony following this match. OT Randy coached by Randy Thomas, and Austin Juniors or AJV coached by Lauren Erler. AJV has a player named Macy Curran, who is 6'9". So she's the tallest player here, even taller than the tallest player with the women's collegiate national team. That would be Brooke Morgan at 6'5". The women's collegiate national team will play the rubber match, the deciding match. Team white is 1-1 under head coach Nikki Sandlin. Team red is 1-1 under head coach Dennis Jansen. They will play at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time right here on the Motown Court, Championship Court, Saturday at 5 p.m. And we should be on schedule for that one. So if you're a fan of the various collegiate players who are here as part of the pipeline to the podium, well, you should tune in for that one. We also have more 15s action. Later this afternoon, we have a 15 American final. We're not 100% sure who that one will feature, but we're looking forward to it. And the libero is being released to the floor, and she comes in flying. That's Carolyn Derricott at 5'4". Some of those liberos can really jump and actually hit the ball, but in club, no opportunity. On their high school teams, they become hitters. So Caroline Derricott is the server. She's got a jump float. You would think in Detroit, a team with Barry Sanders on the bench would be expected to win, and they did win the first set. Maybe he's the good luck charm. Oh, this ball's just up in the plane and reaching over everybody. What a play by Nagazi Elo at 6'2". I have a good perspective here. She was up pretty high on the antenna in that reach. Nobody on the Premier side could get as high as Elo. Oh, off of the block, and a chance for Annette Baker to swing out on the left pin, and she puts that away. And the score early, a 2-point lead for A5 South. Making a 3-point lead on the serve of Caroline Derricott. Her jump float is deceptive. It moves around a lot. Let's see, Coach Shannon Smolinski has changed her serve receive, shifted it over, and she gets what she wants, the missed serve. Sometimes if you just move the players around, you can find a way to make the server aim at somebody different and forget to put it in the court. Now the server's Nora Sis, the 6'1" outside hitter for Premier. She's got a good jump float, handcuffs Annette Baker. Baker will send back the free ball. And Schrader will try Krause right off the bat. Krause with a hard cut and then over the top of the block again. Annette Baker showing some hops. And she got up over the top of Fiona Schrader, the 6-foot setter.
Number 6, Nigel Leggett to serve.
Nigel Leggett in as a DS and a server, number 6. Good low float serve. Krause driving it off of the block. It will be covered and saved back. And then the quick set. Well run. Remember this name, Claire Lewis, the 5'8" setter. She has mastered something at 15s that a lot of setters don't know how to do at 18s, and that's finding your middle in transition off of a defensive player, off of a free ball, when the first contact is still pulling you out to the 10-foot line. Low pass, and it'll come as a roll shot out of the back row by Sis, and there it is again. That same connection. Ngozi Elo, they do award an all-tournament team in the 15s, 16s, and 17s age bracket here at the Girls Junior National Championships. And I would say Elo making her case for MVP of the national division, but not so fast, Coach K. Oh, wait, that ball is out. Cam Cartwright, I think, going cross court. And we're going to get a timeout at 7-1 as Shannon Smolinski doesn't like to take one under 10, but at some point you have to. A lot of high fives. Maybe you can see A5 in the far court. I know you can see Coach Smolinski in the near court. Her assistant coaches Carly Christensen and Maureen Wardian to her left. And she's trying to change the mojo for the team from Omaha, Nebraska. They led most, well, let's say they were even or led a lot of set one, but lost it 25-23, and now off to an inauspicious start here in set number 2. They need to start making side outs, and more tape going on that thumb, the left thumb of Lindsay Krause. Hopefully she's okay. Probably something that happened as part of a block. Now she swings with her right hand, so that thumb's okay. And then again, that's the third straight. We're going to get a net violation trying to save the ball. That's the third straight kill for Elo on a transition set from off the net by Claire Lewis. So Lewis and Elo have a great connection going. Now the short serve from Leggett. Krause, hard-driven ball, and that's what she can do. Just overpower the block, drives it off the left hand of Ngozi Elo. Excuse me, Ngozi Elo. I'm looking back at my notes from the 14 National Division last year, and I had it spelled phonetically better. Ngozi Elo. Now 6'2". The server's the libero, Liv Rao, and right off the top of the tape, but handled by her counterpart. And then another connection. Oh, it's out. Begging for a touch is the coaching staff, but that's a hitting error for Elo. So Premier making a small move from 7-1 to 8-3. Let's see if they can continue it on the serve of Liv Rao. They do not, as Annette Baker elevates. When you've got Elo and Baker in the front row together, you've got a lot of good choices for for Claire Lewis. Now Erica Lovett returns to the front row. And the server is Grace Eskew. Great tip, that ball's down. Trying to pancake was Nigel Leggett, but she got there a second too late. And the server's number 8, Fiona Schrader, the setter. Schrader puts it in play. Now that ball's up and it will not go over, so 8-5 back on serve with a comfortable 6-point lead, and this will have to make Premier Nebraska feel better. Nagazi Elo is back in the back row serving as opposed to playing in the front row. Roll shot, Krause, that's picked up nicely. Erica Lovett then sent over as a free ball. They're going to go right back to Krause on an inside play, and that's saved back. Spectacular dig out of the left back. I think that was Eskew, and then a kill. So the dig by Grace Eskew. Sometimes those DSs don't get enough credit, as she was able to stop a hard-driven ball, and then it was tipped over by Erica Lovett, and then Lovett put it away against the double block. Running the slide the other direction, no touch, and that ball's out. Good idea to try to mix it up by Fiona Schrader, as I think she ran a slide to, was that Devin Carmichael? I believe it was. Now they're going to try Sis from the back row, and that's up. Leggett with the dig, everybody from A5 contributing. Krause over the top of the block, another good dig from Grace Eskew. And then a hard-driven ball, and this time Erica Lovett scores from the 10-foot line. And this set has gotten away from Premier. They lost a heartbreaker in set 1. Tied at 23, they lose 25-23, and now they're facing a service run from Elo. And another great dig, this time it was Leggett, then just tipped over by Nicole Smith. And now Smith gets a touch, but that ball will go down. A put away, I believe, for Carmichael, as we'll help get the ball back out onto the court. And the server is the 6'3" outside hitter, Lindsay Krause. And she serves an ace. Well, I almost said it too soon, as a noble effort from Grace Eskew, but that ball got to the floor before she could pancake it. So an ace serve right off the tape, easy point for Premier. Can they get some more like that? Derrick with the up, and any kind of touch, no touch. Begging for a touch. The entire team lobbying for a touch. Erica Lovett can't believe it. Line judge did not see it. Jude Holzer now. There's a definite touch on that one. That's the best answer if you're Erica Lovett. Just go up and rip the next ball. You don't get a call in volleyball. Move on, play the next point. A5 South trying to complete a journey that began last year. I know these girls, at least the 6 of them, probably feel like some unfinished business. Shot by Erica Lovett. She's put away about 5 balls here in this second set from a variety of. Have to admire the tenacity of Erica Lovett. Server is the setter, Claire Lewis. She's found a way to use everybody. Doesn't have Elo right now, so she's getting a lot of work from Erica Lovett, but that ball is a block. Nice double block from Premier. I'm not 100% sure who was up on that. I think Devin Carmichael was up with Well, I'm not 100% sure. It might have been the setter. No, she's back row. We just don't know. He gets screened on the shots over on the left pin in terms of who the blockers are. Good up. Oh no, going into the net. Tried to save that ball was MC Dalvendijk, and Dalvendijk could not get to it. Tried to tip it right-handed, and she is a lefty. We're getting a couple of subs. I'm surprised head coach Shannon Smolinski hasn't taken a timeout here, but she has not. She's going to face the serve of Erica Lovett. Carmichael with the swing. Actually, it was Cartwright. And a kill from the lefty, MC Dalvendijk. Dalvendijk's going to come off now, but she did a nice job putting away that ball and getting the side out. Gets Premier within 7. And Holly Oshner becomes the server and defensive specialist with her low float serve. Passing's held up pretty well for A5. Maybe not perfect location, but definitely high enough to set. Krause's dug out of the back row, and that's Lovett. Now, big rejection against Annette Baker. Head coach Joe Wiggum wants to know if he still has 2 timeouts, and indeed he does, and he's going to take one now. So that last block, I want to say it was 7 and 8. It was Fiona Schrader, the setter, with Cam Cartwright, the middle, and Joe Wiggum doesn't like the shift of momentum, so he's going to take it nice and early. He's not going to wait till it gets any closer, as he's going to take a timeout here with a 6-point lead. One match to go today, the 15 American Division Final. And then tomorrow, I believe we have the 12s. I should know that, but I think we have a 12s match at 11 and 11:30 and 1. 12 National, 12 American. And then the cutest division of volleyball, 11s on Sunday. Free ball coming back. And an inside set to Baker, but it's kept alive. And then the block against Krause and, against Nora Sis, and then Schrader. Fiona Schrader taking things into her own hands. The lefty ripped the ball off of the blockers. And the server will continue to be Holly Oshner. And the momentum has definitely shifted with the ace serve. That gets Premier within 4. So a nice run for the team from Omaha, Nebraska. Coach Smolinski right on the sideline. Not sure what the club rule on how close you could be to the sideline. She backs off when the ball's served, but not much. Tight set. That ball might have been out, but it was played, and then a double contact called on Premier. So A5 South gets out of that rotation. Their libero Caroline Derricott with the serve, and they're going to try the slide by Cam Cartwright. She was stopped by the block, and now a free ball comes all the way back. A chance for Annette Baker to roll it deep. Assist from well off the net, but off of hands. But a great leave by Erica Lovett for her teammate Annette Baker. Now this ball's not coming back. Nora Sis with some heat cross court off of Derricott. Oh, the ball went under our table here, and when you're on a little bit of a run, Coach Smolinski runs over and gets the ball and gets it back to her server. She wants to keep the momentum going. Trying to force a deciding set, down 1-0 and down 4 points in this one. Good serve by Sis. And there's that connection. And the block is drawn into the net. So if it were a college match, give a kill to Nagazi Elo. we'll call them a 3 set. It's really not a 1 because Smith is so far off the net. Excuse me, Elo is the attacker from Claire Lewis, well off the net. Ball off of the double block. Now another ball off the double block. Elo going pin to pin. She almost got the ball in the middle, and then she attacks it. What a great sequence for Nagazi Elo. She blocked with her center on the right pin. She blocked with her outside on the left pin. She reached up and influenced the shot out of the middle and then got up in transition and put it away. We see Fred Early on the far side. He does the all-tournament team. And I think Fred Early's going to put Nagazi Elo on the 15 national all-tournament team. I think a lot of the balloting is already done, but I can't believe that some of the coaches from her division haven't put her name on the team. I got to believe she may be the MVP if, and that's a big if A5 prevails. Premier will have a lot to say about that. Lindsay Krause, a fairly certain all-tournament team member, would like to bring her team from back 6. She's over on the left side, so she's got 3 rotations in the front row. She's going to tip that one on an inside play, and it works perfectly. They ran Lindsay Krause on somewhat of a quick set, and she tipped it over the block. Perfect shape to that tip. So Krause now in the middle. She's in the front row with Schrader and Devin Carmichael. Ball off of Darricott, put up to Annette Baker. She sends it over. And then Krause tries the hard angle, soft shot, and all that leads to is another kill from Nagazi Elo. We don't have any official stats here, but she has to be in double digits in kills for this match. Grace Eskew back to serve. She played some solid defense in the back row when the setter was in the front row. She also serves tough. Grace Eskew with the ace. And I think that Premier Nebraska's used both their timeouts, so there's not much they can do. As we mentioned, these two teams played once in the tournament. It went 3. Now the double block. We talked about Krause being able to go over Claire Lewis, but Lewis said, that's not true, Coach K. I can get up with Nagazi Elo, and we could stop the Nebraska recruit, Lindsay Krause. Let's see if Krause comes back on this ball. After you get blocked, you always want the next ball set. Well, this one's well off the net, so it's going to go to Sis in the back row. She sends over a quality attack. Now the other way with Lovett, and that ball is in. Right on the sideline. Line judge Jude Halser with the immediate flag. And now it is getting really late if you're a Premier Nebraska fan. But they do get the missed serve from Eskew. So they'll go on one of their good servers, their setter, Fiona Schrader. But she has to go on a huge run now. 8-point deficit, only 2 points to play for a gold medal for A5 South. Great serve from Schrader. And then an even better attack from Erica Lovett. Lovett with authority. Lovett's another player who may be part of any all-tournament team conversation. Now, appropriately, the ball's in the hands of Nagazi Elo. On my way of thinking, the MVP for A5, and she puts over a good ball. I have no votes in any of that, by the way. Krause in a dig by Elo as she hit the deck. Smith gets up and hits it into the deepest corner of the court, and it is over as A5 South 15 Joe has won the gold medal in 15 national for 6 of these players. Annette Baker, Nagazi Elo, Nicole Smith, Carolyn Darricott, Nigel Leggett, and Grace Eskew. They got silver last year and 14 national this year. They win the gold, and congratulations to Premier Nebraska, 15 gold as They've got some of their younger players. Oh, that's great. I don't know if that's, I think that might be an 11s team. They've got their hair beautifully braided. They came out to high five the big 15-year-old girls, and nothing to be ashamed of. Premier Nebraska 15 gold will win the silver medal. And for A5 South, it's a happy bunch out at the center of the court. The parents are out there. Everybody getting big hugs. Claire Lewis, who set a great match, I think she's getting a big hug from her dad. The moms of the other players, they're all excited. It's a great win for the team from Tyrone, Georgia. It's a club that started 6 years ago, and I believe this is their first ever gold medal for A5 South. A5, of course, has won a number of golds, but this is the southern version. So congratulations to head coach Joe Wiggum, his assistant coaches Barry Sanders and Josh Marsh, who's a roster coach who's helping them out today. They are the 15 national gold medal winners. That will do it for a little while. We're scheduled for 3 o'clock. I'm not 100% sure what time it is, but we are scheduled for a 3 o'clock 15 American matchup. So come back and join us for that one. I'm Coach K. Thanks for watching the 2018 Girls Junior National Championships from Motown.